Please subscribe and click the bell icon.
Nigeria has many challenges, including poverty, food insecurity, and armed conflict. Some states in Nigeria are more affected by these challenges than others. Determining the worst state in Nigeria can be subjective, as it often depends on various metrics such as security, infrastructure, and living conditions. However, as of recent reports, states that have faced significant challenges in terms of killings, abductions, and poor infrastructure have been highlighted, indicating serious concerns about safety and quality of life. 10. Benue State. Living conditions in Benue State can be challenging, especially for displaced people. The state's economy is largely dependent on agriculture, but there are also opportunities for development in other sectors. Can be characterized by a relatively low cost of living compared to other regions in the country, particularly in terms of food and housing. However, residents face challenges such as a lack of access to clean drinking water and sanitation facilities, with 73.1% of households lacking proper drinking water access and 43.8% lacking sanitary waste disposal facilities. Conflicts, particularly between herders and farmers, have affected agricultural productivity and rural livelihoods. 9. Ebonyi State. Living in Ebonyi State, particularly in urban areas like Abakaliki, can be characterized by a relatively low cost of living compared to major cities in Nigeria. However, there are challenges such as limited access to public drinking water and sanitary facilities, which highlight issues concerning living standards in the region. Residents of Ebonyi State face several common challenges, including poor road conditions and insufficient transportation networks can hinder movement and access to markets. Many communities struggle with limited access to potable water and basic sanitation facilities, affecting health and hygiene. Unemployment and underemployment are prevalent, with limited job prospects, particularly for graduates. These challenges can significantly impact the quality of life for residents, but ongoing developments and government initiatives aim to address some of these issues. 8. Bayelsa State. Living in Bayelsa can be quite challenging due to the high cost of living, especially in urban areas like Yenagoa and Tuan Brass. Basic essentials such as water, food items, and transportation can be expensive. Moreover, the need to buy water for daily use adds to the overall expenses, with some reports indicating that even basic commodities are significantly priced. Bayelsa State faces several challenges that significantly impact the quality of life for its residents. Here are some of the primary issues. Limited job opportunities. Despite being rich in oil resources, unemployment remains high, particularly due to a lack of industries and job diversification. Infrastructural deficiencies, poor roads, inadequate electricity supply, and lack of basic amenities hinder economic growth and accessibility. Many communities lack access to quality healthcare facilities, making it difficult for residents to receive proper medical attention. 7. Niger State. Living in Niger State can be challenging due to political instability, poverty, and security concerns. The state's economy is largely dependent on agriculture, and most people work in farming. Niger faces many security concerns, including terrorism, kidnapping, and violent crime. Residents of Niger State face several significant challenges, including poverty. A high poverty rate affects access to basic needs such as food, healthcare, and education. Insecurity. Armed banditry, kidnappings, and clashes between farmers and herders have destabilized communities, making daily life and economic activities dangerous. Education. Many areas have limited access to quality education, contributing to low literacy rates and reduced opportunities for youth. Climate change. Unpredictable weather patterns, including droughts and flooding, negatively impact agriculture, an essential livelihood for many residents. Health issues. There is a lack of access to healthcare services, and prevalent diseases pose risks to community well-being. Kogi State. Living conditions in Kogi State are generally challenging, characterized by high poverty rates and insufficient access to basic services such as public drinking water and sanitary waste disposal facilities. These factors contribute to a low standard of living, with many residents experiencing miserable conditions. However, Kogi State is perceived as offering a more affordable and modest lifestyle compared to more urbanized areas in Nigeria, attracting individuals who prefer a quieter living environment. Kogi State faces several significant challenges that affect its development and living conditions. Poverty. A large percentage of the population lives below the poverty line, making it difficult for families to access basic necessities like food, healthcare, and education. Inadequate infrastructure. Many areas suffer from poor transportation networks, inconsistent electricity supply, and insufficient water and sanitation facilities, impacting daily life and economic activity. Healthcare access. Healthcare facilities are often inadequate or underfunded, leading to high rates of preventable diseases and maternal mortality. 5. Nasarawa State living conditions in Nasarawa are generally affordable, but the state faces challenges such as poverty and unemployment. The state's economy is largely based on agriculture, and the majority of the population work in subsistence farming. Living conditions in Nasarawa State, Nigeria, can vary significantly based on factors like location, infrastructure, and socioeconomic status. Here are some key points to consider. Transportation. Nasarawa State has several major roads, but many rural areas may lack proper access. Public transport options can be limited, particularly in more remote regions. Healthcare. The state has healthcare facilities, but they may be under-resourced. Access to medical services can be difficult in rural areas, and there are ongoing challenges in terms of healthcare delivery and availability of medications. While there are areas with decent living conditions, many residents face significant challenges. Improvements in infrastructure, healthcare, and education are crucial for enhancing the quality of life in Nasarawa State. Gombe State living conditions in Gombe State are generally challenging, marked by high poverty rates and lack of access to basic necessities. Many areas such as Duku, Funakai, Billiri, Kaltungo, and Shongorn face severe shortages of potable water, electricity, educational facilities, and proper sanitation facilities for waste disposal. The state experiences two primary seasons, a rainy season and a drier season, which can affect living conditions further. It's important to verify current living conditions through reliable local sources, as situations can change. 3. Taraba State living conditions in Taraba State vary significantly, with many residents experiencing challenges such as high poverty rates. Approximately 80% of the population lives in poverty. Residents of Taraba State face several significant challenges, including poverty. A large portion of the population lives below the poverty line, struggling to meet basic needs such as food, shelter, and healthcare. Infrastructure deficiencies. Many areas lack adequate road networks, reliable electricity supply, and access to clean water and sanitation facilities. Healthcare access. The state grapples with insufficient healthcare services, leading to high morbidity and mortality rates, especially in rural areas. Education. Educational institutions are often underfunded and overcrowded, resulting in low enrollment rates and high dropout rates, particularly among girls. Security issues. There are ongoing conflicts, including disputes between herders and farmers, which can lead to violence and displacement. 2. Adamawa State living in Adamawa State is generally affordable, but there are challenges. Many residents face challenges like limited access to public drinking water and poor sanitary facilities, which greatly impact daily life. Displaced individuals in the region may also struggle with disruptions due to conflict, affecting community structures and gender roles. Infrastructure. Access to amenities like healthcare and education can be limited in some areas. Security concerns. There can be security issues, so staying informed and connected with local authorities is important. Sokoto State living conditions in Sokoto State are challenging, as it is reported to be the poorest state in Nigeria, with a poverty headcount rate of 87.73%. A significant portion of the population lacks access to basic services. The economy faces challenges such as limited infrastructure, reliance on rain-fed agriculture, and high poverty rates, which can impact the overall economic activities in the state. Education in Sokoto faces challenges such as inadequate infrastructure, high dropout rates, and cultural barriers, particularly for girls. Addressing these issues is essential for improving living conditions in the state.
Please subscribe and click the bell icon.